We have just entered April. That means the first 3 months of 2026 is over, aka the Paramount era. And I just want to kind of talk about, has this quarter been any good? I want to recap every main event, mainly main event. I'm not going to talk about early prelims or prelims, and just talk about whether what rating are we giving this year so far. Has the Paramount Plus just wasted $7.7 billion on what's actively a bad deal with UFC using AI and UFC just booking weird fights? I want to see it. I want to go through the pay-per-views and the fight night main events and see shit or good. I want to give him a rating out of 10 and then add it all up, get the average, and see if this year was any good, right? So let's start with the first one. Justin Gaethje versus Paddy Pimblett, UFC 324. Now, I think the main event fight, this fight, was really fucking good. 5 rounds, brutal war. It was fun. It was great. It was a bar fight, which me personally, I like a lot more than something a little bit more technical, a little bit more slower pace and boring, too much wrestling or too much just feinting at range. I enjoy these type of fights. That being said, there was a feeling of leaving this fight just thinking about, oh, Ilia Topuria is going to just absolutely get his way with however he wants to with both of these guys. And that kind of just ruined the division for me, knowing that there's people like Armin out there, people like Oliveira, Max Holloway, who could probably pack up both of these men. Leaving this fight, having that feeling really brings down the ranking or the rating I would for this pay-per-view. Song Yadong versus Sean O'Malley. I made a video a while ago about Sean O'Malley and how this fight left me so disappointed in Sean O'Malley, where I'm like, he doesn't feel the same. He doesn't feel like the same guy who's playing basketball, fainting, having fun out there. He looks like a guy who's under too much pressure and really can't afford to lose, because that means he's gonna lose his third chance at the belt if he ever fights. He's probably gonna fight Peter Yan theoretically if he wins one more fight. Amos Sahabi, which will be a 2-fight win streak. That'll be good. You kind of can't not give it to him after that, especially with the storyline of him versus Peter Yan, which is a good storyline, which is a fight I want to see. But I feel like that amount of pressure is really affecting Sean O'Malley, and you could really feel it in this fight. Now, Song Yadong is not a bitch. He's not a bum, and he's somebody who's kind of a hard out. Even Peter Yan had struggles with Song Yadong, so maybe I'm underestimating just how good Song Yadong is. But for me, he's always going to be a potential man. So this fight also just left a bad taste in my mouth along with the main event. This fight was hilarious. A diabetic stroke from Derek Lewis in the main event. Who keeps putting these just blubber-filled fighters in the main event? I don't know, but it was a quick fight at least. It went to the second round, which is longer than I wanted it to go. Very boring fight also. This one was horrible. Natalia Silva, I love her, but this is also another fight where I left feeling like, oh, Shevchenko is going to just destroy her. Shevchenko's just gonna destroy. I love Natalia Silva. I love Natalia Silva. She's my wife. She's my baby. She's my one and only. It was a boring fight. It genuinely felt like, oh my god, this is a stereotypical women's fight, and I don't like saying that. I'm not sexist. But now the star child of this night, Arnold Allen versus Gene Silva, was so fucking good. So we really have only 2 good fights in this 5-fight main event. Arnold Allen versus Gene Silva was a 3-round fun fest. It had strat. Like, if the main event was a bar fight, this one was an actual MMA fight where they got taken down. Gene Silva rode past Arnold Allen like a surfboard, and Arnold Allen just bark if you're gay. And it was just a good fight overall. It's one I watched like I think 3 or 4 times. And it's one of those fights where I'm like, holy shit, bro. It's just a fun fight. It's literally just a good fight. They kept dabbing each other up until Arnold Allen got mad, and he had a real reason to get mad. And Arnold Allen was winning the first few moments, and it was always competitive. It never felt like it was just one-sided. It was a good fight. So why would I give this main event? Well, it has only 2 good fights. This is a lackluster fight. This is a boring fight, really good fight. So it having 2 really good fights, I think I'm just going to be a fucking neutral little baby. I'm going to give it I'm thinking of a 7. I don't know what you would rate it. I don't know if I should just go by it had 2 out of 5 good fights. I'm not going to go off that. But I left the night feeling like, oh shit, man. That belt, it's so fraudulent, and I hope Justin Gaethje does not fight Ilia Topuria. There was a bad taste in my mouth, but I was fucking more than happy to see Paddy Pimblett just get his ass beat. I thought Paddy Pimblett was gonna beat up America's most badass man in Justin Gaethje, but I'm really happy. I mean, Paddy Pimblett just looks shit, but I'm happy he got beat up after the things he said to Dan Hooker about his mama and stuff like that, going a little too far in my books. I'm gonna give this a 7. I think that's a fair score. Let me know if you agree, disagree, but I'm giving this a 7 so far. And a week later, after this pay-per-view, we got another pay-per-view in Alexander Volkanovski versus Diego Lopez 2, UFC 325, and just even before we even get to the fights, bullshit main event. Now, I say that in hindsight, it was far worse than I expected. I expected Diego Lopez to come in here and really put like some form, like come in here like fucking, I don't know, like a bull in a Chinese, not sweatshop, Chinese, like fucking, like what is it called? The plate shop, whatever. I expected Diego Lopez to come in going buck wild, fucking testosterone maxing and going all in, trying to knock out Alexander Volkanovski. But no, he did what he did in the first 5 rounds in the first fight. He was just trying to like out-strat and out like point and just like fluke Alexander Volkanovski, that's just not Alexander Volkanovski. If you like the first fight, you probably wouldn't even really like this one because it was just so fucking annoying, seeing no game plan difference, seeing no, like, my man just learned how to cut right, and then his whole fucking plan failed when he never learned to cut left, footwork wise. Alexander Volkanovski, if you're a fan of him, you're probably just happy he didn't get knocked out. He got flash knocked out down in round 3, I want to say. But it wasn't enough. It was not an exciting fight. It was not a worthy fight for Diego Lopez. It wasn't even like a memorable, like, you're never gonna go to this one. If you do, you're gonna go to the first fight that was more intense and like nail biting, but this one was just fraudulent. Now, Dan Hooker versus Benoit Saint Denis was a good fight. It was bloody, and it was a finish, which is good. The problem with this is that Dan Hooker is just a fucking dumb idiot who was throwing body kicks and then tried to take down Benoit Saint Denis, got reversed, and that led to a finish. So if you're Australian, watching the Australian guy just go out there, do good the first round with those body kicks and like striking, and then he just decides to go fucking, New Zealand chill guy, time to lose. I want this man to mount me. He just went and chose to get fucking elbowed in the face and cut up for no reason. It just genuinely felt like for no reason, Dan Hooker just decided, well, I'm doing too well. It's about time I lose now. It's about time I get my back taken by a strong burly man, right? I enjoyed the fight. It was frustrating though. You have to admit that. Fiziev versus Rufi. There's Arnold Allen versus Gene Silva. Fighting nerd. You know, they hate each other now, but look, Rufi's always going to be a fighting nerd in my book, right? In my heart. It was a good fight. It was a little patient. It was patient, but you know both of them kind of have the ability to put each other out. Rufi, just perfect time. He just went with a straight, knocked over, or like wobbled Fiziev, and Fiziev was rocked, and he was still alive. He was still in that fight, and then Rufi just chased him down. I think he kicked him or something like that. I forgot the finish, but it was such a fun fight where I'm like, I'll give this props. And then under that, oh my god, another fucking heavyweight main event, and this is by far worse than anything we've seen. Just two guys. Ooh, we're not gonna get to that one. Two guys that have no gas after a minute and a half of fighting. Two guys who just get gassed out ordering off the Taco Bell menu in the drive-thru. Two guys who just genuinely don't have fucking no will to lose. This whole fucking fight, the buildup was Tai Tuivasa talking about like, yeah, I'm in the best shape of my life. I ate a fucking salad once. Praise me. I'm putting in work. I had some green vegetables. Bro, like, that wasn't enough, man. This man had to cut down from like 320 pounds to 265. And he was patting himself in the back. Bro, you're fucking, just go to fucking Weight Watchers and just like, oh my God, bro. Quinton Salkill versus Jamie Mullarkey. Great fight. I think it went a little bit as expected, but the fact that it happened so fast, 3 minutes and 2 seconds, I don't know if that's the time it took him to win or that's how much time remained. But we all expected this from Quinton Salkill. And it's one thing nice knowing that, okay, yeah, he got in the bag. I expect him to have in the bag. He got in the bag. He's going to be a future champ. He's going to be a future top fiver. I don't know where you put him necessarily, how far he goes, but this is the prospect. He's like proving us right. And this is just a nice feeling knowing that we have a prospect that's exciting, has a good mustache, has a good story, and is just getting finishes after finishes after finishes. Now, Jamie Mullarkey is not like that tough out, but he is, I guess, crafty enough to really test Quinton Salkill. I think it was a still good fight. It was a good finish in a card that I don't think really had much finishes. 1, 2, never mind, 3 finishes. At least there was no women's fight. Actually, now in hindsight, this one is better, right? I was like, okay, I might have to bring this down to. I'm gonna bring this down to a 6, just because it was only 2 good fights, and I'm gonna bring this up to a 7. I think this is somewhat a standard of what we get for pay-per-views. A boring blob fight, but around that blob fight, we have a good lightweight fight. We have another good lightweight fight. We have another good lightweight fight. And then we have a boring main event, which nowadays a boring main event is the worst part because it's 5 rounds. But there was still that nail biting. There was still like, oh my God, is Alexander Volkanovski going to get knocked out? It wasn't as much as the first fight, but you were still scared from your boy. Also, it was Alexander Volkanovski in Australia. So, like, you got to give a little extra hype for that. Am I right? So, I'm going to give this one a 7. This one is a 6. Now, for the next fight, which was Fight Night UFC Batista versus Oliveira. I'm assuming at the Apex. Yep, at that Apex. Now, the main event was good. It finished really fast. Round 2, 4 minutes, 46 seconds. I think it was a submission. I genuinely don't remember most of this fight. But I remember the finishing sequence was pretty good. Fuck, I don't remember most of this. I ain't gonna lie. This shit was so forgettable. I didn't even know Dustin Jacoby got a KO here. Was it a KO? Yeah, KO. Gene Matsumoto versus Farid Basharat. I remember this one. It wasn't exciting. And then middleweight bout, Mikhailos Jacek. This one was disappointing for sure. I expected more from Mikhailos Jacek. And Jailton Almeida versus Okay, he did win. Yeah, I was like, wait, I saw the red here and thought Andre Barriou won. This fight was so shit, bro. This heavyweight bout, again, we just keep adding heavyweights to the main event, expecting them to get KOs. No, they haven't gotten KO. They just don't. This fight card was kind of ass. These 2 fights were good. Kyoto Horiguchi was always going to be a fun fight no matter where you put him. This is a fucking ass fight. This generally guys, Jailton Almeida blacklisted from the fucking UFC. It got him cut. And then I think Rizvan Kuniev got cut too. This fight got both of these men cut. That's how bad this fight was. And this guy was ranked 6 number ranked. Like, he wasn't like off. Like, that's how bad that fight was. This one was disappointing and it was a bad fight. But I remember, I think Ola Jacek kind of came out and said he was injured. So you get a pass. I hate Farid Basharat. I was really hoping he was gonna lose, and that didn't happen. And this fight, I don't really remember it, to be honest, which is just kind of tells you. But it is a Fight Night main event, but one I have to watch. And I think these were only the 2 good fights. I'll give this a 5. I don't know if I should skew the rankings for Fight Night main events. Fight nights, but yeah, it wasn't a great night, was it? But that's actually 3 good fights, though. Maybe I'm wilding. Maybe I'm actually wilding. Maybe I'm remembering this wrong. This was a genuinely good submission from Mario Batista over somebody who was more or less a dangerous man first round. And he played kind of dumb, but I like it. And I'm never going to be fucking mad at Kyoto Horiguchi just fucking speed blitzing anybody in front of him, just being an actual fucking demon. That's always going to be fun. This was actually a good fight. Did not win performance. Oh, he got one performance, but not fight of the night. Fight night. Damn, maybe this fight was good. I don't remember this fight. Maybe I got to rewatch this one. I'll add an extra point just because. I'll give it a 6. I'll give it a 6. But then I'm ranking it the same as Paddy Pimblett versus Justin Gaethje, which is not. I'll give it a 5. I'll give it a 5. It is not a 6. It's a 5. I'll keep it as 5, Or do I get... Oh, my God. I should have planned better. I'll keep it as 5. Next one. UFC Fight Night Strickland versus Anthony Hernandez. Genuinely feel bad. What the fuck? Is this a eulogy? Why? UFC. $7.7 billion company. It is what it is. This fight, it got me back hyped up for Sean Strickland. You want to leave that night after watching the fights with a different perspective, with a different point of view. You want to feel the effects of a canon fight going down and changing the whole division and how everybody thinks. This fight right here did that. It went from nobody really caring about Sean Strickland anymore to people being like, fuck, dude, let's give Sean Strickland Hamza Shamaev. And it actually worked out. Sean Strickland barely got any attempts on him to get taken down. And people were like, Hamza Khamzat Chimaev, it has the same thing. It's gonna happen the same thing to Khamzat Chimaev. People were genuinely excited after this fight, and for good reasons. It was a good fight. It was a TKO that hasn't happened for Sean Strickland since like 2020, since like early 2020s. I forgot when. Probably a couple years. It's been since Sean Strickland got in a finish and a performance of the night, especially. And it felt bad. My heart hurts for Anthony Hernandez and the little thing where he thought Sean Strickland was giving the middle finger to his daughter. But besides that, it was a good fight. It was genuinely not a bad Sean Strickland fight or even a bad Anthony Hernandez fight. It was fun. Performance is nice, says a lot. Uros Medic versus Jeff Neal. Crazy KO. I feel bad for Jeff Neal. A week before that, I made a video about Jeff Neal and how much he's going through a struggle, alcohol and his addiction. And I'm like, damn, I'm kind of cheering for him, rooting for him because I could relate. Not from the people, not from me myself. I'm not addicted to anything, but the people around me, and I see it, and I see the effect, the people around them, and I'm like, okay, I need to speak out on this. And I felt bad, and I'm like, I'm a big Jeff Neal fan. I'm hoping he wins. I hope he puts out Uros Medic, and then he gets knocked the fuck out. Jeff Neal gets knocked the fuck out. And it wasn't off anything crazy. It wasn't like another Carlos Prates spinning elbow. It was just like a punch in the head. I think in the dome. Left hook in the dome or right hook in the dome. And just like that, Jeff Neal just fucking crumbles. Just dies in front of me while I'm cheering him on. And I'm like, no. But that's the kind of emotion you want from a fight. A fun KO, whether your guy gets knocked out or not. You want to see a finish. You want to feel emotions. It's rather than just ending a fight and being like, that was forgettable, even if it was a KO. Great. Oh, Melky versus Dan Ige. I am such a big Costa fan. I am such a fucking big Costa fan and a Dan Ige hater. And Dan Ige made me hate him in this fight because he just did not look good. But Dan Costa just was scaring me also because he kept retreating. He kept backing up and then threw a spinning wheel kick. And that fucking pretty much put Dan Ige out. It was a bit of an early stoppage, but it wasn't going to end anywhere different to what it ended right now. It's just going to continue in the pain and punching. I don't mind it. The finishing sequence itself could have been a little better, but I'm not mad at it. You know, Costa got another knockout. He's about to fight Arnold Allen, which I'm scared for him for. But he's such a fun, interesting guy. He's cool, fun hair. He has like the fucking like the dark parts in his body that fade out and become white. I like it. I like him. Great fight, which is thinking about it. Wow, it's such a fucking maybe this night. Well, this card was actually kind of good. Really good. Right. Under that, we got another heavyweight that kind of ended in a 3-round decision. How unsuspicious. I remember coming out of this fight, and a lot of it is less about the skills and the rankings when it comes to fights like this, especially when I look at them in retrospect. Is how I felt leaving this fight. And leaving this fight, it just made me so sad for the heavyweight division. Sergey Spivak papped up Ante Delija. And I really thought Ante Delija was going to come out and be something special. We hear him training with Aspinall. We see his body physique. He's not a blob, but he doesn't have cardio. He can't take a punch. And he has weak hands for somebody his size. Like he was punching up fucking Waldo Cortez Acosta against the fence while Waldo was covering his eye from the eye poke. And it looked like he was just making squeaky noises off his body. So coming into this fight, I really expected more from Costa. And Sergey Spivak is just not it, man. I'm sick of, I don't mean to be rude, but I want new people in the top of heavyweight, and Sergey Spivak needs to go. If you like Sergey Spivak and his polar bear tattoo on his chest, good for you. But I was really happy for a turn of the tides, like a passing of the torch type thing, and this just wasn't it. It wasn't a boring fight. It was actually kind of fun for a heavyweight fight. It just resulted in me being like, damn, we're just not gonna get any form of like evolution in the heavyweight division, are we? And then under that, we have big old prospect Jacoby Smith versus Josiah Harrell. Josiah. I don't remember this fight because there's nothing to remember. Jacoby Smith got a crazy KO, and that's all you need to know. That's all you need to see. Same thing with Gwyneth Salkill. Jacoby Smith is just an up-and-coming prospect, a real monster. This was a bit of a, I think, short notice layup fight for him. Regardless, you want to go out there and do it out of cans. You don't want to take them to decision. You don't want to struggle with a can. You don't want to get accidentally fraud checked by a can. You want to go out there and just fucking show who you are in the main event of a UFC fight night or pay-per-view. You want to go out there and kill a can. You want to learn how to squish it. And that's what Jacoby Smith did. Good fight. Shit fight right here. Reese, Zachary Reese versus Miguel Pereira. This is one of when I'm like, oh my god, who is Miguel Pereira now? Who really is he? He has not been the same since that fluffy fight. This man got fucking neutered and just. You look at his body, you think he's like a manly man, but you see him fighting, he just has no testosterone anymore. Anthony Hernandez really took him to jail and just like had his way with him. But overall, good fight, 1 good fight, 2 good fights, 3 good fights, 4 good fights, 4 out of 6. What the fuck? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It is 6 fights. For a fight night pay-per-view, I'm gonna give this a 7. I'm going to give it a 7.5, matter of fact. It's not great. It's not perfect. But what I wanted from it, especially as a fight night main event, I got exactly what it was. Even the heavyweight bout, there was still punches being thrown. There wasn't too much clinching against the fence, if I remember correctly. But besides that, you got exactly what you wanted, more or less. You want a couple good knockouts, a couple competitive fights, and like a finish in the main event. You want that finish at the main event. And you want something that affects the rest of the division. Sean Strickland winning. I'm gonna give this an 8. I might be glazing a little bit too much, but Sean Strickland genuinely winning this fight affected the whole timeline for the middleweight division, because now before this fight it was like, okay, Imavov is gonna get this one. Imavov is gonna get the belt. He's gonna fight for the belt. We don't really gotta worry. But after this, it kind of changed shit up. It really did. So now Strickland's getting the belt. Now Imavov can either sit away or get one more fight, and that really affects it. It's a big butterfly effect from this fight night, right? That's what I'm trying to say. Now next one. That was an 8, by the way. Moreno versus Cavendish. This is the complete opposite. Not in the main event, because this main event right here does affect a lot of it. Now we know Brandon Moreno is kind of getting in the wash territory. Whether he's going to have a Tony Ferguson, Israel Adesanya type of decline, we don't know. He has taken a lot of brain damage for being a 33-year-old guy. He's been through so much wars with Figgy, with Pantoja. It's just not, it does not look good for the rest of his career, which is sad. But I'm also happy. This is kind of what I want when I talk about the heavyweight passing of the torch. I want this new up and comer to show not levels necessarily, but just show that he's here to stay and that he's gonna be the future of the division. And knowing Loner Kavanagh and Loner, that he kind of replaced Abu Amabayev. Abu Amabaya, I forgot his name. Some boring motherfucker, right? Some dick shit. I'm a slurp and kiss on your thighs type of wrestler, right? I'm just gonna hold you down and make sure I give you back kisses and belly rubs. I'm so happy he pulled out. And Loner Kavanagh stepped up, short notice and altitude, knowing he has a weirdly bad gas tank against the guy who knocked him out last time, coming off a knockout. Seeing him come up and show out and just being able to do that to Brandon Moreno. It doesn't matter if it's a wash Brandon Moreno. Brandon Moreno did not go out there and did not want to strike with him while being a striker, while being a Mexican striker. Loner Kavanagh just did amazing. He did great. I'm a big fan of Loner Kavanagh. I was cheering this on. This one has divisional impact. It has impact for the division, has impact to who's probably going to get the title next. Now, this fight also adds a lot to the fact that flyweight is actually becoming a really good division. It sucks that it has to be because of fucking pretty much the dethroning of Pantoja, but great. I love this fight. It was a good fight. It was a great night. This was shit. This was good for David Martinez. But if you like Marlon Vera and you get annoyed anytime he chooses and decides not to fight, this was a shit fight. I'm not mad at it. I wish David Martinez, I just can't enjoy his fighting style too much when he's so bouncy in karate. It just comes off as goofy for me for some reason. I like him. I want to like him. He's Mexican. I'm cheering him on. But it wasn't like a fucking war. It wasn't like anything crazy. I don't remember it too much, if I'm going to be honest. I just remember seeing the fight and thinking, damn. Damn, Marlon Vera's cooked, bro. And David Martinez, I'm happy for him. Passing the torch. But it doesn't really mean much for me. Again, number 10 fighting number 9. Like, there's not that much divisional clearance. Sal Huber versus Bobby Green King. This was a 10 out of 10 fight. I love watching Bobby Green fight. Him with that swagger, his hands down. There's always going to be a threat of him getting knocked out, especially by someone like Daniel Sal Huber. So I was so fucking, oh my God, is he gonna, dude, Bobby, put your hands up, bro. Bobby, put your hands up, bro. You're gonna get knocked out by this tall, rangy Mexican guy who at this point, I still thought Daniel Selhuber had some of it. You know, I thought he still had some sauce in him. He doesn't. He got knocked out, which is fucking amazing. I love Bobby Green. I'm willing to sacrifice some Mexican prospect for him. You know, I'm fine with it. I just like it. I saw this fight and I was enjoying myself. Bobby Green just has that where I just want to go out there and cheer for him. I don't know what it is. I'm a big Bobby Green fan. And seeing that Selhuber just get fraud checked again kind of just made my day, because he kept getting these like benefits and this Dana White privilege for being Mexican, where he's always gonna be a favorite. Because he looks he looks like he would be a favorite. Like he's younger, he's taller, he's rangier. He's just dumb and does not know how to use his tools. So seeing a Bobby Green win, King Green, in a knockout, a fun knockout, not like a little pepper patter. I was so scared that Bobby Green was gonna get fucking beat up again, and I'm happy it didn't happen. I don't remember this fight. I'm gonna be honest. Fuck, I don't remember these fights. Damn, am I casuals? Cesar Edgar versus Felipe Bunes. I think this might have been like a good fight. I just don't remember it. Split decision. I think this was a robbery, was it not? I felt like Cesar Chavez won. Or Cesar Edgar Chavez won. But I don't remember too much. Besides that, Emmanuel Rodriguez versus Kevin Borjas. Good fucking fight. Big comeback. Rodriguez was rushing in, got clipped, got knocked down, got wobbled, and then just to return the favors. It was literally that meme where it was like the guy was like, call ambulance, but not for me. It was literally that, and it was a great fight. Good finish. Prospect, Mexican won in Mexico. Good. Santiago Limo versus Angelo Pacheco. I don't remember this fight. I'm gonna be honest. I do not remember this. Do I remember it? These are such NPCs. I don't even know who's Lumas, Panchenko. I don't remember this. Wow, do I not remember this? I remember this fight down here. This was, I think, one of the worst fights in the world, right? This was just a bad fight at night, bro. This was just a bad night. I remember her. She's cool. I'm happy she's winning. I don't remember most of this. Who won fight? They won fight of the night. This is a 3. This is a 3 card. Bobby Green can only do so much favors. Even this one, it was fun, but it was a lot of Brandon Moreno just holding in the fence for 3 to 4 rounds. It was a good. I'm happy. Loner won, but it wasn't like the biggest, best, most bombastic, crazy war. And in this whole card, I want to say really don't wait. How did Bobby Green did not get performance of the night or even fight of the night? This one did deserve it. But this one really? It wasn't that good. It went to decision. UFC just might hate Bobby Green. This was a really good fight. I'm going to give this a 2. I'm going to give this a 2 for the fight night. I even just talking about main events. I don't remember this being good. I do not remember this being good. Let's see. Decision, finish with the TKO by Bobby. This one went split decision, and I think it might have been a robbery if I'm not mistaken. KO, that one was good. Oops. And then unanimous decision. Yeah, so 2 KOs in the main event. I might be underestimating it, but I just don't remember. Even the Bobby Green versus Selhuber, it doesn't have that much impact to the division. And this one did, but I don't know. I'm going to give it a 4, I guess. I think giving it a 2 is a little too harsh, if I'm not mistaken. Let's go to the next one. UFC 326, Holloway versus Oliveira 2. A little controversial, but yeah, the main event was kind of boring. It was absolutely boring. The first 2 rounds were a little stressful because I genuinely believed that Max Holloway was going to get choked out in the first round. And then seeing him go to the second round and get taken down, I'm like, okay, this is where he gets choked out. And then entering the third round, I'm like, okay, see, this is where he gets choked out. And entering the fourth round, I'm like, okay, he's not going to get choked out. Entering the fifth round, okay, he's definitely not going to get choked out. And it was just kind of a boring fight. That being said, it's also kind of disturbing feeling that Charles Oliveira could have knocked out Max Holloway multiple times against the fence, where Max Holloway was actually getting punched and he wasn't reacting that well. So it felt like, okay, Charles Oliveira, I feel like he could finish it in the feet if he wanted to, and he's kind of choosing just to take him down, get control, and play it safe, which I'm not mad about. I love Charles Oliveira. I'm never gonna be upset at that. But this fight is a boring fight. It's a boring fight. I'm never gonna go back to this fight. It was for the BMF belt, which was like for the main event. It's like, sure, okay. Which the BMF doesn't make this a main event, more or less than the names, and the names really didn't hold it to standards. And now, I don't know. I hated the Discord around it too. It was just a boring fight with amazing fighters, and I expected more. I wanted more and didn't get it. Reina de Ritter versus Kyle Barajo. I actually enjoyed this fight. This fight, I did enjoy it just because I'm a fan of both of them. Reina de Ritter and Kyle Barajo, I like them both. Most people don't really like Kyle Barajo because he's boring in this fight. A more or less boring fight. Kyle Barajo just showing constantly that he does not know how to throw combos, and Reina de Ritter just constantly showing that he's just shit at boxing. Besides his knees, his handwork is just so. How did he beat Robert Whittaker? That's like how I ended up feeling. Kyle Barajo, I'm not expecting much great things from him after this fight. It was an okay fight. It was good. Unanimous decision. Kyle Barajo definitely won this fight. I'm happy Reina de Ritter is going up a weight class. He looked fit. He came into this fight, but it was just a Kyle Barajo fight. It wasn't too exciting. It wasn't crazy. This horrible. Raul Font was Raul Rosa Jr. He did not get a Chihuahuas from me that night. You cannot fucking torture me to give him a Chihuahuas that night. Fucking de-skin me, de-glove me, waterboard me. You're not gonna force me to give him a Chihuahuas. This fight was so shit, and it was like Charles Oliveira versus Max Holloway. He said there was no real threat of a fucking submission, unless we're laughing at Rob Font, who kept trying to throw this random fucking submission that Joe Rogan was fucking busting nuts over, and it was just such a weird fight, boring fight. Doesn't mean much. Raul Rosa Jr. I felt like he's gonna get beat up by anybody in the bantamweight division that's higher than our number 7 ranked, number 10 ranked. There's a lot of people that could probably beat up Raul Rosa Jr. I didn't feel this. I didn't like it. Drew Dober and Michael Johnson, great fight. Unks, veteran fighters. The fucking Drew Dober goes crazy whenever he sees black people meme. I don't like it because it affects his daughter, and his daughter doesn't like it. But besides that, like, the agenda's still there. It's still kind of funny. I don't like it, but it was still kind of funny. It was a good fight. It was a great fight. Just two unks going at it, but two unks that still have it. Like, for sure, they still have it. I was scared for Drew Dober in the first round because he was getting actually beat up, and Michael Johnson is good. And then Michael Johnson, out of nowhere, just fucking gets knocked the fuck out by Drew Dober. Drew Dober just closed his eyes all black and just started swinging, and he clipped Michael Johnson, and that was a fucking amazing knockdown. This was a good fight. The one under this, Gregory Rodriguez versus Bruno Ferreira. Amazing fight. Literally, I think the second punch thrown by Gregory Rodriguez knocked him out. Bruno Ferreira. Let me see total strikes. 2 strikes from both. There's literally nothing else that happened in this fight. 4 strikes thrown in total. Not thrown. Landed. 2 by Gregory Rodriguez, and that resulted into a KO. It doesn't mean much, 13 fighting 15, but there was a backstory behind it where Bruno Ferreira knocked out Gregory Rodriguez, RoboCop, Robama, and this is the lick back, the rematch, and it was a good fight. There was a lot of build-up, not a little bit of hardcore build-up coming into this, and it was a good fight. It was genuinely a good knockout. It was genuinely a good, fucking impressive, great knockout. Good fight, horrible fight. Boring fight. Damn. Is that gonna save it? Oh my god, in this fight, we don't even talk about this fight. This fight too. Ante Johnson should have done way worse things to Cody Brundage. It was a pretty shit fight night. I mean, it wasn't even a fight night. This was a pretty bad card. Wow. Yeah. Why the fuck did put Raul Rosa Jr. in the main event? Wow. This is way worse than I remember it. These 2 fights are amazing, and then everything else is just kind of mediocre or really bad. This is going to get a 5. God bless we don't fucking pay $80 or $95 for pay-per-views anymore. This is a 5. These 2 fights are good, but they don't mean much outside the rank, like in the rank. Like, I'm not even ranked, and these are just low-ranked fighters. I'm going to give this a 5. Wow. I did not notice how bad this was. This should have been a really exciting fight, and it was pretty boring and a boring fight. And this one just really brings it down a lot. This one is just like, wow, that's horrible. Good fight, good unk fight, but really it's kind of more or less meaningless. Just a good fun fight. Good fun fight, kind of meaningless. Good story, but like again, like it's not gonna change the rankings. It's not gonna change storylines, timelines. It's not gonna affect too much outside of just that fight. Holloway versus Oliveira might be the worst pay-per-view so far. Wow, yeah. Let me know down below if you agree or not. Wow, okay. Next one, Fight Night main event. Emmett versus Vallejos at the Apex. Good knockout main event. What you want is a good knockout. This was a good fight. Kevin Vallejos proves he's the one. Under that, we have Amanda Lemos versus Gillian Roberts. Boring shit. Women's fight. Sorry, I'm sexist. It just is what it is. It was shit. I really came into this fight really hoping it was gonna be fun. I was defending it mentally. I wasn't gonna dare say anything out loud, but I was defending it. It was gonna be good, and it wasn't. Under that, we have Andre Fili versus Jose Delgado. It was a fun fight. I think it was a robbery. I hate that Jose Delgado came out there. Delgado came out there and looked shit against Andre Fili. Delgado came out there, and I just felt like he went and was overconfident, just expecting a knockout, and then got startled when he didn't get a knockout and almost got knocked out himself. Right? Now, but wait, hold up. Freaky Rahiki versus Harry Hardcock. This was a great fight. Harry Hardwick got his jaw broken. And there were moments where I'm like, how is this man not knocked out? This one probably gives it 2 points alone. This fight alone and the main event, I can't rate it too low. And this fight was more or less of a war. Women's fight, horrible. Ian Kudalaba's Umar Sai. I don't remember this submission. I kind of remember that. I don't remember it though. And then Charles Johnson versus Bruno Silva. It was Charles Johnson who was knocked out by Alex Perez 3 months ago. So he kind of came into this fight looking very, very cautious, not wanting to get into like the heat. And it ended up becoming a very just kind of boring fight. Ian Kudalaba, damn, I felt like I would have remembered this. It happened too fast, I guess, right? 4 minutes, 30 seconds. Umar Sar was a big prospect. I'm pretty sure he was undefeated. I'm a big Ian Kudalaba, the Hulk fan. Damn, I wish I remembered this fight. I just don't. Maybe it just happened too fast. Maybe it was probably overshadowed by this fight, I'm assuming, right? This fight was great. It was amazing. Honestly, I guess I hate it more than in reality. Nah, there was only 2 good fights. There's another 5. There's another 5, right? I'm over and underreacting simultaneously. Good fight, ended too quickly. Women's fight. Fun fight, kind of a robbery. Prospect should have knocked out a can. I'm sorry, Andre Fili, but you're a can nowadays. Journeyman. But Andre Fili, it really isn't a can. I'm wilding though. I'm really wilding, but it is what it is. This fight was amazing. This fight was a finish, and this fight, I was boring. This fight was boring too. This fight was great. Why don't we put these type of heavyweights in the main event? This shit's so ass. This fight was great too. Then the whole card was better than I remember. It's better than the main event, to be honest. I'm gonna give this a 5.5. Nah, no points. 5. It's just a 5. Next fight, UFC Fight Night, Evloev versus Murphy at the O2 London, United Kingdom. I hate thinking about this main event. I hate thinking about this fight. Not because I was cheering on Murphy, or not even because I hate Evloev. It's just the way I felt during that fight. I thought it was 2-2, it was 3-1 entering the 5th round, where Evloev lost a point. So it was like a 2-2 pretty much, right? And then I was like, oh, it's gonna be a draw, and I was pissed off it was gonna be a draw because that meant Gene Silva was gonna get the title shot. And then out of nowhere, it was a 4-1 Evloev with a point taken away in the 3rd round, and it just felt so fucking weird. My emotions just it was like a roller coaster ride where I'm like pissed off that it was gonna be a draw, and then I was pissed off that it wasn't a draw and that Evloev won by majority decision. And then I was so annoyed that Lerone Murphy looked so shit, being the number 3 ranked. And Evloev, I was confused. I wasn't mad that he wasn't wrestling. I was confused because he looked shit on the feet. He looked absolutely shit on the feet. But then the second they got into the floor, he went from like Krillin level to like Super Saiyan Blue level. Like that jump, that power system jump that he did of like, why are you not wrestling? Why are you not wrestling? And then I'm starting to get mad thinking about it because like, did he get told that if he's not having a fun fight, he's gonna get fucking cut or not get the title? Is that what we're doing nowadays? We're telling them don't be boring, don't win. That's basically, it's just a weird fight. I still hate it. I'm never gonna rewatch it. It's gonna piss me off. That being said, it was a fun fight. Objectively, it was a very fun fight. Objectively speaking, there were no knockdowns, right? There were slips. Murphy slipped at one point. I don't remember. Fuck this fight. Luke Riley versus Michael Aswell Jr. was a weird fight also because Luke Riley should have done a lot worse. Like, should have fucking beat up Michael Aswell Jr. In theory, Luke Riley should have went out there with this layup and crushed the can being Michael Aswell Jr. And he just didn't. It was way too competitive. There was too many moments where Luke Riley just went out there and with his hands down, his chin up with the worst posture known to man and just getting hit. And then the entire time I'm thinking like, oh, this guy's the next up. This guy's a real prospect. The entire time I just felt like, okay, give him anybody with a good counter hook and he's done for. He's dead. He's cooked. It was fun. It was okay fight. Unanimous decision. It was an okay fight. It was just one that left me feeling perturbed. Big words. Michael Venom Page versus Sam Patterson. This is like negative aura. Michael Venom Page really ruined his career with his fans. And his reaction to it, telling the fans, it is what it is, was bad. Sam Patterson was actually on a run and then decided to fight his friend. And I don't know if it's to get payback to the UFC or whatever. He started clenching round 3, like he had a couple minutes left. He knows he's losing and decided to clinch. Why are you fucking hugging this, man? Go out there and fucking pull your ball. Like be a fucking warrior out there. Don't be just like what is going on? Do you not want to win? Is that just not in your brain? You just want to fucking Iwo Baranuska versus Austin Lane. Literally, I think a second punch thrown, a third punch thrown, it was a KO. 10 punches thrown. God damn. One knockout. This is a great fight. Great fight. KO. Insane. Fun. Iwo Baranuski is really what I want the UFC to be, more or less. He has been knocking out everybody in the UFC. You put a can in front of him like Austin Lane, the biggest can in the world, Austin Lane, and you knocked him out. That's what you do to a fucking bum. That's what you do to a can. This was honestly a 3. I might give it a 4. It's a 4. It's a 4. It's a 4. Was Roman Dolidze? Oh, Roman Dolidze versus. Oh wait, there's more. Right, Roman Dolidze versus CRD, which was I think also a shit fight. I'm not gonna lie, I expected more from CRD. Christian Leroy Duncan, CLD. To fight Roman Dolidze and make it look that competitive, and then have Roman Dolidze just boot scoot to you, and just like fucking I got shit on my ass crack and I'm a dog. Let me fucking ruin the carpet. You made it look too competitive. You got fucking dropped by a spinning back fist by Roman Dolidze. It doesn't look good. And I'm happy Curtis Campbell got knocked the fuck out. This is what's going to make it a 4. This fight right here, along with Iwo Baranuski, and even these two, they're not bad. They just left me feeling disappointed and confused. This is a... I don't want Curtis Campbell, Danny Silva. Curtis Campbell got knocked out in Homeland, which is funny. I hate his posture. I hate his hair. I hate his glasses. I hate who he is. I really don't. I just think it's funny to hate him. It's easier to hate him. Danny Silva is actually a threat. Good knockout. Just a good knockout. Just slimed against the fence after what was kind of a boring but competitive. Not too boring. It wasn't boring. Just a competitive kind of like scramble fest in round 1. It wasn't too bad. Maybe a 3 or a 2 is too many. I'll give it a 4. I'll give it a 4. I actively got so mad at a lot of these fights. I'm telling you. I got mad at this main event, which is, again, never what you want to think of. And then it was just so fucking disturbing. This one brings it down a lot. Michael Venom Page versus Sam Patterson brings it down a lot in the reception. Luke Riley, I expected a lot more from him. Iwo Baranuski versus Austin Lane was great, goated. This one, I expect a lot from CLD. And Roman Dolidze, why are you main eventing? Why are you in the main event? I guess even for a pay-per-view. fight night. And this one was a fun fight. I'm gonna give it a 4. I think 4 is generous. I'm being real generous with a 4. And for the last pay-per-view, this one is by far the best pay-per-view. I mean, the best card. Not even pay-per-view or fight night. This is just the best card this year. The first 3 months, January, February, March. Now we're in April. Fucking amazing card. Israel Adesanya versus Joe Pyfer. This one also left me feeling bad for Adesanya, but also made me feel happy for Joe Pyfer. Maybe not so much anymore because he's a scumbag. And I heard he was suicidal, and I'm like, oh, okay. Like, pick yourself up, bro. You know, you don't deserve to die. No one deserves to kill themselves. And then I find out it's because he cheated on his girlfriend, and now he's like, it was a pity party kind of fest, which, you know, feel however you want to feel in your own way. It doesn't sit well with me. I just growing up, I had a lot of friends like that who were like, if you break up with me, I'm gonna kill myself. So it leaves a bad taste in my mouth. I've dealt with people like that. I don't want to deal with people like that, especially when they're knocking somebody who I really like, Israel Adesanya. And I didn't really know I liked Israel Adesanya as much as I did going into this fight. Well, I'm really hoping he was gonna win and be able to pull it out. But he kind of just came out as a man. He looked really good round 1. Round 2, it just felt so weird, where it just genuinely felt like I skipped accidentally like 3 rounds of this fight, where I'm like, wait, they're both really gassed, just randomly really gassed. And wow, wait, Israel Adesanya just has no technique anymore. He has just no power. And Joe Pyfer did not look good round 1. Well, I'm starting to believe that you give him most people in the top 7 of the UFC ranking, the middleweight, he's going to lose to them. So this might be a real underserving ranking for Joe Pyfer, at least where he is now. And it was just weird. It was okay. But it was a good fight nonetheless. I was really excited for Israel Adesanya. The way I was feeling was heart palpitation type fights. Whenever I watch Alex Pereira, when I'm worried about him, I was getting the same thing with Israel Adesanya. I was really worried for him. Because any punch that Joe Pyfer was throwing could have bobblehead rocked Israel Adesanya and knocked him out. So I was genuinely scared. Israel Adesanya just disappointed me. It kind of came off feeling like he didn't have testosterone, or he didn't have that hatred or vindictiveness he has right now, or he used to have. So it's kind of sad, but it was still a good fight. I still like it. Joe Pyfer, I'm hoping he improves later in the future and is able to build up a name after taking down a legend like Israel Adesanya. And that is what it is. Alexa Grasso versus Maybe Barber has one of the craziest finishes this year so far. And I don't think it's going to get topped. From a KO with the left straight or right straight, leading to a fucking choke out where I genuinely thought Maybe Barber was going to die. Where I genuinely thought, oh, something's wrong with her. Something's really wrong with her. Because you don't have any muscles to like build like what structure or like foundation on your neck and have like stability. So when Alexa Grasso grabbed it, I'm like, oh my god, she like tore a fucking esophagus or like a vein or like an artery, or even broke her neck out because you're not having any resistance. And I was very scared for Maycee Barber, and I still am, because she had like a year or two ago, she had a stroke right before a fight after she made weight. And I don't know how bad she felt, but she definitely had a stroke, and she's had them before. And CTE, and then not letting blood or oxygen into your brain. I'm like, that's a bad like amalgamation of multiple things that just might ruin your brain. So I'm still worried for her. Hopefully she's going to be fine in the future. Hopefully that's not CTE inducing or anything. Mike Chiesa versus Nico Price. I hated this fight. It was a good fight with a good finish, and it happened really fast. So I'm happy. It was happy just came and went. I hate that it felt like a Make-A-Wish Foundation fight for Michael Chiesa for his retirement. And I also don't like that Nico Price didn't get a retirement package while retiring at the same time, while being also a legend or like a veteran of the sport. I don't like it. But that being said, another fun fight. I'm fine with this. It happened. It came and went. It left, right? Julian Rosa versus Leon Douglas. Leon Douglas is a fucking prospect. He came out. He dropped Erosa with a bunch of jabs and then knocked him the fuck out. It was great. This is genuinely what I want from a debuting fighter. Make a statement. Make me be like, okay, I need to keep an eye on you. I need to keep an eye on you. He got a knockout, put a felt black cowboy hat on, and I'm like, he the one, man. He the one. He also looks fucking cool. He has a big fucking, I don't know what that says, Oliveira on his chest. I don't know. I like him though. And under that, we have Mansour Abdul Malik versus Yusuf Balgori. Fun fight. It wasn't the most exciting fight in the world, but it was strategic. It was like a puzzle for Malik to kind of overcome, fighting with a guy who he didn't look comfortable. He didn't really look like he had much experience fighting somebody that tall as Yusuf Balgori, especially in middleweight. But Belgori got a finish with some brutal knees. It was a good finishing sequence. It was a puzzle. It was a good classic kickboxing match where I'm like, okay, I'm starting to believe that Belgori is going to be better fitting in the UFC than I thought, because I didn't know how he was going to do with takedowns. Glover teaching him well. Glover is teaching him real good. Great fight. And also Terrence McKinney versus Kyle Nelson. Phenomenal. This is like a what? And also this fight, which we're not even going to talk about. Amazing. Okay. Knockout or finish. Draw, which that one pissed a lot of people off, and I didn't watch that fight. This is a 9. This is a 9. What would have made it better is KO. KO instead of a TKO. I wanted to see a KO rather than this like weird pitter patter. And this also could have been better. That being said, I think that's a 9. That's a 9. Now, if I add all of them up, this was a 6. 6, 7, 5, 8. Maybe a little too high. 8, whatever. 4. It was a 4 out of 10. Jesus. This was a bad night. I remember fucking hating it. Hating it. 4. This was a 5 out of 10. This was a 5 out of... The fuck? Can I go back? There's no. This was a 5 out of 10. Oops. This was a 5 out of 10. No, a 4 out of 10. Jesus, I hated this. And this was a 9 out of 10. And if you add all that up, divided by 9 fights, that's how much we had, we have a 5.88888 average. That is, you're kind of fanning, bro. 65 is passing. This is fanning. Let me know what you did in the comments down below. How you rank every of these fights. We have 9. I wouldn't say I'm too far off what the public feels. I might have been too rough on Evloev versus Murphy because I gave it a 4. If you give it a 5, let's see what it gives it. Boop, boop. Gives it a 6. The whole average goes up to a 6. Well, what if you give it a 6? It's a 6.1. It does not help that much. Okay. Put it back to a 4. So it's a 5.8. I got the math over here. Let me know what you guys think. Do you agree and disagree? While you're down there in the comments, let me know how you feel. Make sure to like and subscribe. I really appreciate it. I could use it. Have a great day. See you tomorrow. Bye.